When people repay with goods, when rulers treat them politely, the people will go to their death to repay. For this reason, when there are nations in peril, there are no safe rulers. When there are worried rulers, there are no happy ministers. Those whose virtue exceeds their rank are honored. Those whose salary exceeds their virtue are accursed. The nobility of virtue involves no aggrandizement, just as salary is not too much. Those who are ennobled without virtue are stealing rank. Those who take unjustly are stealing wealth. Sages are comfortable with poverty, enjoying the way. They do not harm life by craving, and do not burden themselves by materialism. Therefore, they do not deviate from justice by taking what they do not deserve. In ancient times, those without virtue were not honored. Those without ability were not entrusted with official posts. Those without merit were not rewarded, and those who had done no wrong were not punished. When people were promoted, it was done with courtesy. When people were dismissed, it was done with justice. In the age of petty people, when people were promoted, it is as if they are elevated to the skies, and when people are dismissed, it is as if they were plunged into an abyss. When we speak of ancient times, we do so to criticize the present. Those who size up horses miss the lean ones. Those who choose men miss the impoverished ones. When the larder is full of rich meats, no one cares about bones and gristle. Superior people look into realities and do not believe words of slander. When rulers have erred, ministers who do not admonish them are not loyal, while rulers who do not listen when admonished are not enlightened. Leaders who do not worry when the people are depressed are not intelligent, so to keep self-control even to the death and difficulty is the job of servants of society. To clothe the cold and feed the hungry is the benevolence of kind fathers. For the great to serve the small is called changing people. For the small to oppress the great is called rebelling against nature. Although they may climb to the skies at first, later they will inevitably fall into an abyss. This is why villages do not abandon the aged even if they are helpless, while courts have differences in the status of ranks. Those who revere nobles do so because they consider them near to the ruler. Those who honor the aged do so because they consider them near to their parents. Those who respect their elders do so because they consider them near to their elder siblings. Those who are born into nobility become arrogant. Those who are born into riches become extravagant. Therefore, wealth and status are not conducive to understanding the way. Few indeed are those who watch themselves and are able to avoid doing anything wrong. To learn without tiring of it is the way to govern oneself. To teach without tiring of it is the way to govern the people. Few indeed are those who associate with wise teachers and good companions and yet do wrong. To know practical goodness is called knowledge. To love practical goodness is called humaneness. To honor practical goodness is called justice. To respect practical goodness is called courtesy. And to enjoy practical goodness is called music. In ancient times, those who worked skillfully for the world did not contrive anything, yet nothing was not done. So there was a manner of working for the world. If you find out how there is accomplishment without striving, if you do not find out how, your actions will inevitably be unlucky. The manner in which to work for the world is to do so hesitantly, as if you were crossing a mighty river in winter, cautiously, as if in fear of all around, respectfully, as if you were a guest. Be as liberal as runoff from ice, as pure as a simpleton, as opaque as a suspension, as broad as a valley. This is how to work for the world. To be as hesitant